Welcome, dear listener. Tonight on Nightbloom 24, we will accompany you with Dostoevsky's profound tale, The Honest Thief. Our aim is to let the words carry you gently into peaceful slumber. If you find that these relaxing literary journeys bring peace to your life, please consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell. You can also support the growth of this channel by leaving a like on the video or by commenting below with your favorite type of sleep story. Now lean back, take a deep breath. Let the story begin. Dear listener, night has fallen. The world outside is slowly fading into silence. In this peaceful night, I will take you into the depths of classic Russian literature, into Dostoevsky's tale of conscience and poverty, The Honest Thief. If you are comfortable, close your eyes. Let your breath slow down. Our story begins in one of St. Petersburg's old, gray, and cold buildings in the 19th century. I, the narrator, am a tenant of my landlady, Agafya. Agafya was a woman of strict rules, uncompromising on cleanliness, a typical Petersburg landlady. Her world was orderly, but her heart was always behind a veil of secrecy. My room was in a quiet corner of the house, a place where the light from the street lamps filtered in only like a shadow. And it was in this dimness that I met Emelyan Ilyich. Emelyan was our new caretaker, an ex-soldier, past 40, thin, and a face etched with the marks of life. He was so quiet, so much in the background that you would barely notice him standing by the door. Sometimes when I saw him, it felt as if poverty had made him transparent. I hired him for small cleaning tasks, simple errands. Emelyan was as obedient as a ghost, as pure and honest as a child. He would never take a piece of bread or a single kopeck without permission. This honesty was the single light shining in his impoverished life. It impressed me how a person could maintain his moral compass despite enduring such hardship. I would talk to him for hours about the rush of the world and the complexities of human relations. He would give simple yet profound answers. But that dark shadow in his life, drink, was slowly consuming him. At first, Emelyan only disappeared on weekends. When he returned, it was always the same shame, the same remorse. He would enter the room shuffling his feet, his voice trembling. "Sir, I was very drunk. Please forgive me. Just one more time." I would scold him, lecture him. But that drink was an expression of a deep wound in Emelyan's soul, of his solitude and desperation. I understood his weakness and forgave him every time. I gave him another chance because I believed in that honest core within him. Winter was approaching. Freezing winds had begun to rattle the windows. My heart ached looking at Emelyan's old, ragged clothes. So I gave him my old, thick and warm woolen overcoat. This coat would be a shield against the cold. You should have seen the gratitude in his eyes when he put that coat on. It was as if he had possessed something truly valuable for the first time in his life. This coat became a symbol of the bond between us. But one day disaster struck. The coat was gone. The coat was nowhere, not on the floor, not in the closet. Agafya searched the house thoroughly, but the coat had seemingly vanished. It was only a woolen coat, but for a poor man, it was a guarantee of surviving the winter. I immediately turned to Emelyan. His face was ash-gray. "Emelyan, where is the coat?" I asked, my voice filled with worry and a little anger. "It was stolen, sir. I swear it was stolen," he said, avoiding my gaze. I knew he was lying. How could a thief break in and take only that old woolen coat? At that moment, a great ache settled in my heart. It was not the loss of the coat, but Emelyan lying to me so definitively for the first time that wounded me. I pressed him for days. I asked why he did it, what he needed, but he always gave the same answer. "It was stolen, sir. Stolen." He was being crushed by the weight of his lie, but he kept telling it. The more I pressured him, the more he sought refuge in drink. On one occasion, he brought another vagrant named Emelyan, who was known to steal, to stay with him. It was as if, through his compassion for Emelyan, he was trying to forgive himself for his own guilt. Emelyan also disappeared shortly after, and my suspicions grew even stronger. But Emelyan remained silent. The winter grew harsh. Burdened by the loss of the coat and the guilt on his conscience, Emelyan withered away daily. He fell gravely ill. The cold, damp room and the remorse in his heart consumed him. He lay on his deathbed, weak and exhausted. I sat by him for days. We did not speak. We only exchanged glances. In those gazes, there was the shadow of lies and shame. It was his last night. The pale moonlight filtering through the window illuminated the dusty air of the room. Outside, there was only the howling of the wind. I leaned in towards Emelyan. With labored breathing, he whispered in a faint voice, "Sir, that coat, I swear, I sold it." His voice broke. His eyes were full of tears. "I sold it, sir, for drink. There was no thief. I am the thief." In that moment, Emelyan's soul was finally set free. The chains of the lie were broken. In that instant, that poor and wretched man became truly honest in my eyes. He had stolen, yes, but he chose to be truthful on his deathbed. A few hours later, Emelyan Ilyich, the honest thief, passed away from this world. On his face, there was a peace I had not seen for a long time. Dear listener, life sometimes pushes even the most honest people into the greatest contradictions. Emelyan's story tells us that the depths of the human soul are far more complex than its outward simplicity. Sometimes, the greatest conscience is hidden within the greatest downfall. Now, close your eyes. Let Emelyan's soul find its rest. Let the tranquility of this story wash over you. Take a deep breath and drift off to sleep. Sweet dreams.